Hi, my name's Katie, and I'm a nurse, registered nurse, and I've been a registered nurse for 25 years now. And I was in a car accident, and that is why I came to see them. So I was driving down the freeway, and I can't say what the other driver was doing, but I did see in the rearview mirror that she was flying faster than I've ever seen a car drive, and I knew that she was not going to be able to stop before she hit me. And so I did the safest thing that I could do, which was stay in my lane and hope that she avoided me, and she hit me. So I sustained some significant injuries and ended up having to get medical treatment. My car was rear-ended by a driver that was, I'm pretty sure she was texting. She was definitely distracted by something. So I would recommend Ben to other people that are involved in an accident, and I actually already have. And the reason why is because not only is Ben concerned about what's happened, but he's actually concerned about me and the outcome for me, and making sure that he didn't rush and just to get to the end result. He wanted to make sure that I was okay before we decided to go for a settlement. And some people just want to get things done and kind of get it off the table. And I actually got phone calls checking in to see how I was doing. And I know a lot of people don't do that. Doctors don't do that. Attorneys don't do that. So to sit there and have him personally call me and ask how I was doing. And Claudia, his, I think, paralegal. I got calls from Claudia. I got texts from Claudia. I got emails from Claudia checking in with me to see how I was doing. And that means everything, because you're not just a client of many. They actually are caring about you and your outcome. And that's hard to find. Sorry. Makes you know that you're cared for. Because I'm not just a paycheck to you. Because you're going to get paid a certain amount no matter what. But to sit there and actually get a phone call checking in on me. So it's not just about the money. It's about the person and how they're going to end up after this. Because that's the real concern. When you get rear-ended by somebody else and it's clearly their fault, all the insurance company cares about is settling. And they certainly don't care about the long-term effects that you're going to be suffering. And sorry, I've watched my mother suffer for 30 years after being rear-ended by a drunk driver. And she almost lost her life. And by the grace of God, she didn't. And I do mean that, by the grace of God, because I went and saw the car afterwards. And it's a miracle she was alive. And she was so grateful to be alive that she didn't hire an attorney. And I tried to explain to her that there's going to be lifelong pain and suffering involved in this. And she was concerned about being greedy. And this is not about being greedy. She settled. She signed a settlement from the insurance company that was $30,000. She has paid hundreds and thousands of dollars in chiropractic care over the past 30 years. And fortunately, she's never had to have surgery, but they recommended it. But surgery is a big deal. I know. It's where I work. And it's the last thing that I would ever want anybody to have. So you look at your settlement and what you're going to get, and the insurance company wants to go as low of a settlement as they can get because it's what they're paying out. They don't care about you. Ben cares about you. and making sure that you're going to be able to pay those bills down the line that we know are going to be involved. I also know that if I fight an insurance company, they know that I don't know the laws and I don't know how to find the policy limits and how to enforce it. And this is why you need somebody that is an attorney, because this is what they do for a living. And the reason why they go into it is to help people, not to help themselves. Certainly injury attorneys, it's not an easy area to practice because you see people that are hurt and in pain. And usually insurance companies just want to settle and move on, and they really don't worry about you. The result that I have received from hiring Ben and his firm far exceeded my expectations. I actually got notified by the other person's insurance company they were trying to cut me a check. So I know exactly how much they would have settled for, and it was a couple $1,000s. And I knew not to respond. It's actually illegal for them to contact you, but they don't care. They will do whatever they have to undermine you. So receiving a notice in the mail that they're offering me a couple $1,000, and then after contacting Ben, trying to find out exactly where are we, and I ended up with a settlement of over $275,000, which is a huge discrepancy. And shame on the insurance companies, but that's what they do for a living. So what Ben ended up getting me was a financial security so that when I do have to have surgery, and I will have to have surgery, I actually will have the money to cover it. And there's peace of mind there. One of the things that makes Ben and his law firm unique is that he made sure from the beginning that I wasn't going to have to be the one that was doing all the work up front. I'm the one that's been injured. And they actually sent the attorney, drove down to me and met me where I felt comfortable. COVID-19 hadn't started yet, but I have young children, and so I'm not comfortable with having somebody at my house. So we decided to meet at a local Starbucks. And that really meant a lot to me because he was respecting my comfort zone. But what really was important is that I couldn't drive at that time. I actually had ended up taking off of work. And so the fact that they were willing to drive to where I was. And then the same thing happened with all the doctors. They made sure that I got referrals to doctors that were in my area so that it was a minimal inconvenience for me, but it was also pre-negotiated that they work with the law firm. And that's a really big, important factor. You don't want to have to deal with problems with a doctor that's not willing to provide you treatment without payment, because not all of us can afford to pay for the services right up front. So to know that that was being taken care of was a huge weight off of my shoulders. And not every firm does that. A lot of firms want you to go to them and have you bring everything. The firm and the employees really did not all the work, but they did most of the work, which allowed me to recover. So the number one reason why I would recommend anybody to hire Ben and his attorneys and staff is because of, number one, how they treated me. And I knew that I was the priority and really making sure that I was being taken care of. And that's worth its weight in gold.